Hey guys, welcome to this new week. I know this is a little bit of a different setup. You've got where you can see my desktop and then where you can see my paper. And then what I wanted to do these next few days is kind of stop and take a look back and make sure before we move on to any new chapters, any new content, that we are masters of the content we have covered through this semester. So, I wanted to let you guys know that there will be a chance to retake our quiz from this past Friday, and that chance will be on Thursday. And you're probably thinking, okay, well, how can I prep? Well, you're going to be doing something with me here in a second, but first thing you can do, go back over chapter notes. In particular, the days I would recommend, I've got this in your schedule, by the way, too. But the days I would recommend are 1, 3, 5, and 6, and then 8. If I had some days I could recommend, it'd be 1, 3, 5, 6, and 8. And honestly, if you could do 2, 4, and 7, if you had time, I mean, it's just you going back through. And if you've already done your notes, it really won't take that long. But that's the big thing. Go back over those. Because all this material you see on my screen, all that comes from those days. Okay? Step 2, complete your delta. I had a lot of people who have not worked through and have not practiced these problems. And guys, that's what this is. Your delta math is practice. It's to get you ready for your assessments. And one of the cool things is, don't forget, there is the show example and video option. Guys, there's a show example and a video option where you can watch them work out the problem, or you can see it written out. You have both those options there to help you. And then step 3, the third thing you can do is what we are doing now. What we're doing now. And I want to direct you guys to the screen. So you see I have pulled up right now, I've got pulled up the 10 questions from our most recent quiz. These same concepts, not the same questions, these same concepts will be on our retake, guys. So keep that in mind. These same concepts will be on our retake. And what we're going to do today, we're going to start by working through the first 4 problems. These 4 right here, number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. We're going to work a couple problems in each. So we're not just going to work one problem in each, we'll work a couple. That way you guys can get a full sense of what you can expect here. So let's start with number 1, finding the slope from points. So guys, question number 1. If you want to know when this is from, let me zoom out just a little bit for you. Number 1 comes from day 1. So if you want to know where number 1 comes from, that is a day 1 problem. And so let's take a look. We've got, what is the slope of the line that passes through the points 4, 4, and 10, 7? And make sure you write your answer in simplest form. Now remember, guys, if they give you 2 points and we want to find the slope, first thing you need to do is label. So we've got, looks like in this case we've got 4, 4, and we've got 10, 7. And to find the slope, which is m, we know that's going to be y2 minus y1 over, so let me see, make sure I can get this camera, there we go, x2 minus x1. So we got a label. We know points come up with x's and y's, so that is x1, that is y1, that is x2, that is y2. So when we come up with our slope equation, we just plug it in. Y2, 7, minus 4y1 over x2, 10 minus x1, 4. So that would give you 3 over 10 minus 4 be 6. Ooh, and can 3 over 6 reduce? 3 over 6? Yes. Divide them both by 3. That is 1/2. And so that would be how you would do a problem like this one. Now, let's, and again, if you need to, remember, you got the show example button up here, which will walk you through it, and you have the watch help video right here, which will, if you click on it, check it out, he'll walk you through it. And again, you see he's using the exact same formula we're using right here. Let's do one more together, guys. Okay, how about this one? And I'm going to let you guys try this one. So if you want to, I'll let you guys pause the video here in a second, and you can try this problem for me. So we are finding the slope. Find the slope. So go ahead, you can pause the video and try this problem for me. Here's our slope formula if you need it. All right, so on this one, we got x1, y1, x2, y2. So we set up our slope formula using this up here. 8 minus 8 over negative 22 minus, negative 2. We got minus a negative. That's really going to be plus. So 8 minus 8, that's 0, over negative 22 plus 2. That'd be negative 20. And guys, what happens if 0 is divided by any number? 0 up top will always mean that this fraction reduces down to 0. We got a horizontal line. And so that would be your answer for this one. And so that is our work on number 1. And again, remember guys, this is from day 1. So keep that in mind. All right. We'll go back. How about number 2? So this one is all about number 2. We'll scoot the paper down. Number 2 is actually from day number 3. Back page of day number 3, and really day 4 also. But those are really the 2 big days here. And so this is all about, the concept here is graphing based off the equation. We're going to be able to graph based off the equation. So look at what they give us on number 2, guys. Y equals negative x minus 2. So wait a minute. Y equals negative x minus 2. Isn't that written in slope-intercept form? Y equals mx plus b? Yeah. So we know that our slope is going to be the number in front of x. So our slope, I just see a negative there, so we assume that is negative 1. And our b is going to be the y-intercept, where the line hits the y-axis, and that looks like it's going to be negative 2. Okay. So we got our slope, and we've got our y-intercept. And guys, if we're going to use this slope, doesn't this need to be rise over run? So what can we do to make this a fraction? Right now it's just negative 1. We could put this over, you just put it over 1. That's still the same number, but now we have a rise and we have a run. So here's what we're going to do. We use the y-intercept first. You've got to have a point before you can use your slope. You've got to have a point before you can use your slope. So let's go over to our graph here. And so we know b is -2. That means I'm going to go down here to -2 on the graph. Boom, there's a point. And then I'm going to use my slope. I see that my slope is -1/1. So that would be down 1, right 1. Boom. So your slope here, if it's -1 up top, that is down 1 over positive would be right 1. And there's your line, guys. Let's do one more. I'm going to let you guys try this one, and then we will check it together. So try, looks like y equals 5/4 x minus 3. See if you can list, go ahead and list what the pieces are here. What's our slope? What's our y-intercept? See if you could figure out how to do a problem like this one. All right. Looks like our slope is going to be 5/4, so up 5 and right 4. But what point are we going to go from to do that? Well, that comes from this right here. Looks like our y-intercept is at -3. So going to our screen, I go down to -3. Boom, there's a point. And then I go up 5, right 4. So up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right 1, 2, 3, 4. There is our line. So that's number 2, guys, from days 3 and 4. All right, so number 3, guys. This one also came from days 3/4. If you're curious about what days to go back and find that on. And here's the thing. So I don't know why I keep highlighting that. I think it just makes it look worse. Look what we got here, guys. Write the equation of this line in simplified slope-intercept form. So they give you a line here, and we know we need y equals mx plus b. So to create an equation in slope-intercept form, we know we need our slope, and we need our y-intercept. And actually, they give us both in this graph here. So let's take a look, guys. So here is our line. What immediately jumps out to you guys about this line? Well, it looks like it's going to definitely be a negative slope. We can tell it's slanted downhill. What's our y-intercept going to be? Where is this line hitting the y-axis? Right here. Looks like it hits at, boom, hits at 2. So B, we know is going to be 2. How about our slope? Well, that's going to be rise over run. So let's go from any point here. Let's go from this point over here. How do we get from this point to our y-intercept? Looks like we go down 1. So that would be -1. And then do we go right or left? We go right. So right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so our slope is -1, down 1, and then right 6, over 6. So when you go to write this equation, we've got y equals -1/6. And guys, please do not forget, there is an x here. A lot of us forget to put that x whenever we're writing this equation. And then plus b, plus 2. So that would be our equation there. And so I'm going to let you guys, we'll do a new problem. I'm going to let you guys try this problem right here. And when you're ready, unpause the video and I'll have the answer right here. So when you're ready, unpause the video and I'll have the answer right here. Go ahead. Okay. So it looks like to me the y-intercept is hitting at -7 right there. And then to go from, let's say, this point down to this point, we go down 1, 2, 3, and then right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So negative down 3, right 5, that would be negative 3 over 5. So our equation would be y equals negative 3/5 x, and then plus b, minus 7. There you go. That's number 3. One more left, guys. Okay, so problem number 4, guys. We can see it deals with lines from point slope, diagonal lines only. So point slope, this is going to be a day 5 and day 6 kind of day. So I'm going to circle it. I'm going to learn my lesson. I don't want to ruin my highlighter. Yeah. So day 5 and day 6 will be the days here. So let's go ahead and look at a couple. Okay. So it looks like they say, what is the equation of a line that passes through the point 6, negative 8? So we have a point and has a slope of negative 2 over 3. So they give us a point and a slope. If they give you a point and a slope, guys, you are probably working in point slope form. That's usually a good place to start. If they give you a point and a slope, point slope form is the way to go. Now, if you don't remember what this looks like, we know that our point is going to be an x1 and a y1, and our slope is going to be m. So your equation is y minus your y coordinate, y1, equals the slope, m, times, in parentheses, x minus your x coordinate, x1. So there's x1, there's y1, and there's your slope. Okay, so look at what they give us here, guys. They say, hey, what's an equation of a point, 6, negative 8? And so that's one of the points our line passes through, and we have a slope of negative 2 over 3. Well, let's label. So we know that if that's the scenario, our point is going to be 6, negative 8. That means 6 is our x1, negative 8 is our y1. And they just straight out come out and tell us the slope is negative 2 over 3. So let's plug these 3 pieces in, guys. So we're going to have y minus, instead of y1, we've got negative 8. Ooh, minus a negative. What's really going to happen there? That's right, this is going to become a plus 8, equals our slope, negative 2/3, parentheses, x, minus x1. And x1 is 6. And that is your point slope form equation. So I'm going to do a new problem here, and I'm going to let you guys try this one right here for me. Go ahead and pause the video and try this one on screen. Okay, so our point, 4, 3, that's x1, that's y1, and they give us our slope as 1. So we've got y minus y1, which is 3, equals our slope, 1, parentheses, x, minus our x1, 4. And so that would be our point slope form. Thank you guys very much. If you have any questions, you know how to reach out to me. We'll be doing problems 5, 6, and 7 tomorrow. So stay tuned. Remember, our retake will be on Thursday.